Have you ever just stopped and truly wondered why you have the mother you do? Out of all the people, all the families in this big world, your life started with her. Through her body, with her care, or maybe even in her absence. You might think it was just chance. But what if there's a deeper pattern at play? A reason your path began exactly there. Ancient wisdom teaches us that our starting point in life is never an accident. It's the soil we are given. It's precisely the right ground for the seed of ourself to begin its growth. And look, the most important part of that soil, the very first condition, is our mother. She is more than just the person who gave you a physical body. She is your first mirror. In her, you saw your first reflection of what love and hurt feel like, what safety and struggle are. Through your connection with her, your deeper self starts to understand the work it's here to do. Sometimes that work is sparked by great kindness. Other times, it's woken up by old wounds that stir things deep inside you. Every bond with a mother, whether it feels easy or full of stones, holds an old story. And when we ask, why her? The answer is not about chance. It's about what you needed to learn. Your mother shows you the lessons your own spirit needs most. Maybe that lesson is about forgiveness. Maybe it's about compassion, or finding your own worth, or learning how to love without expecting anything back. If this idea of seeing your past as the perfect starting ground for your growth resonates with you, consider joining our community. We explore these truths together. Subscribe and become part of a conversation that helps us all walk our paths with more understanding. When you look deeply, you see that the journey of your life didn't start with your first breath. The patterns were set long before. Old teachings tell us that life seeks out the conditions it needs to unfold. It doesn't look for what is easy. It doesn't ask for wealth or comfort. It seeks growth. Life is always asking, where can I become stronger? Through what challenge can I learn to love more fully? And so, with incredible precision, you find yourself with the very people whose presence perfectly matches what you need for your next step. Your mother, then, wasn't a random assignment. She is the person whose way of being aligns with your own path of waking up. Her habits, her feelings, her strengths, and yes, even her struggles hold the keys to your own progress. For example, if you needed to learn true compassion, maybe you found yourself with a mother who found it hard to show love. Why? So you could find that spring of love deep within yourself, not just wait for it outside. If you needed to find patience, perhaps your mother's life presented you with constant tests, asking for your endurance and gentleness again and again. Think of this not as a punishment, but as a setup for your own strength. Life itself has designed the family, the place, and the feelings of your childhood to bring your own hidden tendencies into the light. Through your mother, you face these unfinished patterns of wanting too much, of depending on others, of pride or of pain, and you begin the quiet work of softening and refining yourself. I invite you to write this in the comments below as a declaration. My past is my soil, not my cage. So when you look at your mother, try to remember this. The path of your life said yes to her. It chose her ways, her lessons, and her love as the ground where you could finally begin to grow. Ancient teachings often describe the mother's womb as our first shelter. It's the first room we ever live in. Think about it. For 9 months, before you even take your first breath, you are completely surrounded by her. Her heartbeat is the first steady rhythm you ever know. Her feelings become your first language. Her breath is your entire world. Every moment of peace she felt, every worry she carried, every quiet hope she had, all of it became part of your foundation. This goes deeper than biology. It's about the feeling of the space you grew in. Inside that shelter, you weren't just growing a body. You were absorbing the atmosphere around you. If she was calm, you learned what trust feels like. If she was filled with anxiety, your life's first lesson in inner strength began right there. None of this was for nothing. You see, you weren't just born from her body. You were shaped by the feeling she carried within her. The connection with our mother is the first mirror life gives us. It's where we start to see ourselves. You know, all our relationships are places of learning. But this first one is the clearest and most powerful. It is through her that your deepest habits of how you connect, what you expect, and how you forgive are brought to the surface. She is both your comfort and your greatest challenge. She is your first source of love and your greatest chance to set yourself free. Sometimes this connection feels gentle. A mother whose kindness reminds you of the deep warmth of life itself. At other times, it's a tangled knot. A mother whose criticism or absence pokes at old wounds. Patterns that feel like they've been with you forever. But listen, whether it feels soft or hard, this bond is never by mistake. It's the perfect arrangement for your own growth. Think of it this way: the people who affect us the most, with love or with pain, are often the ones we need to learn from. Life brings you together again to finish the unfinished business of the heart. If you once struggled to forgive her, life gives you a chance to finally put that heavy stone down. Through this quiet dance, both people help each other grow, even if they don't realize it. The story on the outside looks human: disagreements, affection, distance. But underneath, the quiet way of life is arranging every moment for you to wake up. Your mother, then, is not just someone you look to for approval. She is a mirror showing you the parts of yourself that are ready to be cared for. In understanding her, in forgiving her, you are truly learning to understand and forgive yourself. The wise ones have often reminded us that while we all have an earthly mother, behind her stands something much larger, the vast, creative source of life. Your own mother is simply the vessel through which that immense river flowed to give you life. She is the human instrument for a much deeper power. When you can start to see her this way, something inside you shifts. Judgment begins to soften. Old hurts lose their sharp edges. Understanding starts to grow like a quiet plant. You begin to see that your mother, with all her human limitations, was playing a crucial part in the unfolding of your own path. In her arms, you first felt the nurturing side of life. In her moments of anger, perhaps you saw life's fierce power to clear away what isn't true. In her mistakes, you saw the edges of human love, and that too was a lesson, meant to point you toward a deeper, more steady love you can only find within. Seeing life as a nurturing source helps awaken the gentleness in our own hearts. It allows us to see our journey not as a battle, but as a process of being guided and corrected with great care. Your relationship with her is both personal and something much bigger. On a human level, she has her own story, her own pain she carries. But on a deeper level, she is an instrument of life itself, expressing a piece of that huge love, even if imperfectly. And if she was distant, if she wasn't there, maybe that very absence was life's way of teaching you to find love directly from the source inside yourself. So, when you look at your mother, try to see not just the person. Look for the current of life moving through her. Behind her smile, behind her silence, behind her eyes, the same source that watches over you is there. Loving you, testing you, and quietly guiding you home. Untangling the knots from your connection with your mother starts not with pointing fingers, but with awareness. It begins with a quiet understanding that every moment you shared held a deeper purpose. Old wisdom teaches that clear seeing by itself is the beginning of freedom. When you bring light to the patterns that keep repeating, the quick emotional reactions, the old hurts that still sting, the feelings of guilt or neediness, they start to lose their hold on you. Instead of asking, "Why did she do that to me?" you can start to ask, "What is this moment trying to teach me about myself?" Just that one small shift in how you look at it turns old pain into wisdom. Take a moment, right now. Acknowledge your mother not for her personality or her actions, but for the simple fact that her life is intertwined with yours. On some deep level, she agreed to play this role for your growth, just as you are playing a role in hers. If she gave you love, let that feeling of gratitude fill you up, and share that goodness throughout your life. If she was a source of pain, know that when you forgive, you untie a heavy knot for both of you, a knot that could otherwise pull on you for a long, long time. As the saying goes, to forgive is to set a prisoner free, only to discover the prisoner was you. Every act of understanding you offer her, every silent wish for her peace, sends out a quiet ripple that helps to heal the story you share. When you stop fighting against the bond you were given, and instead simply accept it as part of your path, the weight of it begins to lighten. Old feelings dissolve. Understanding flows in. The past stops repeating itself in the present. Remember, healing doesn't mean you pretend the difficult parts never happened. It means you see them clearly, accept the lesson they held for you, and choose to open your heart anyway. Through awareness and forgiveness, you turn the heavy stones of your past into stepping stones that lift both you and her toward the light. This entire journey is about learning to walk your own path with strength and peace, to continue exploring it with us, and to make a commitment to your own inner work. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's a small step that supports a very long and worthy journey. In the end, every mother on this earth is just a reflection of something much greater. That deep, compassionate presence that holds our whole world together. Ancient wisdom says when we begin to see the source of life as a mother, we no longer feel that life is a distant, judging force. Instead, it becomes a living, loving presence right here in our own heart. This realization is like coming home. You shift from depending on the love of others to connecting with a love that never leaves. You stop looking for comfort outside of yourself and start finding true peace within. When you turn inward, in quiet moments or in prayer, and connect to that feeling of a great, loving source, you awaken the love that has always been yours. It was here before you were born. It will be here long after this body is gone. In that quiet space inside, all the wounds from your past can finally begin to dissolve. The hurt softens, your expectations fade away, and you start to see that everything that happened between you and her, every smile, every tear, every word left unsaid, was part of life's own plan to draw you closer to itself. Your earthly mother gave you your first home, but the source of life gives you life itself, moment by moment, breath by breath. When you can rest in that awareness, you no longer feel like something is missing. You realize it never was. Even the moments of pain were just signposts, guiding you back to a love that asks for nothing in return. So close your eyes and feel that presence. The same deep care that once flowed through your mother is shining right now, inside your own heart. In this stillness, the difficult lessons find their end, and what is left is just love, the steady, all-healing love of life itself, which has always been with you, gently guiding you home.